Some of you may be looking at CFDs and trading CFDs. Depending on which country you're in, you may or may not have access to them. They're definitely popular in some areas. They're quite a different product, and there's pros and cons to them and some things you really should be aware of before trading them. So that's what this video is all about, going into the pros and cons, how they're traded, why they're traded, everything about CFDs. Before we get started, just drop a like on the video. It would help out the channel a lot, and subscribe if you want to see more like this. But let's get into it. So what exactly are CFDs? Well, that stands for Contract for Differences. So it's really a contract between you and the CFD provider or the broker. So there are a few different CFD providers in the UK. You've got ones like CMC Markets or IG Markets, and you will have a contract with them to essentially exchange the difference in price of something that you're trading. And in the financial markets, it's usually stocks, commodities, even currencies. You can pretty much have a contract for difference on anything that you want, but if you're going with these brokers, then it will be for financial instruments. So it's really easy to explain what CFDs are if you contrast them to, for example, what everyone knows, which is shares. So for example, if I want to buy some Netflix shares, well, then I'll have to go to the New York Stock Exchange. So I'm going to need some dollars, and then I'm going to have to buy the shares, and the shares will be deposited into my account. My money, my dollars, will go to the seller. So I will have a percentage share in Netflix. My shares will enable me to a percent of the assets. They have an intrinsic value because the company does, and I may even get voting rights if it's a voting rights share. I am a shareholder in Netflix. CFDs are completely different. They're basically a contract between you and the broker to essentially bet on the share price of Netflix. So you can buy CFDs, which means you're betting on the price going up, you're going long, or you can take a short position or sell and bet on the price going down. You are not a shareholder of Netflix. You don't own any Netflix shares. You are simply betting on the price movements of the share, and your contract is with the broker. So for example, if I think the price of Netflix is going to rise, then I will go long or I'll buy, and I will have a CFD contract at, let's say, 480. That's the current share price, more or less. And if the price goes up, then I benefit from that share price rise. When I sell, I can pocket the difference. So you simply have a contract with the broker or the CFD provider that says, when I've opened this contract, in the future, you and I agree to exchange the price difference as to what it is when I finish the contract. So if the price has risen and I've gone long, I win and the broker gives me money. If it's gone down, I lose and I have to give the broker money. The broker isn't the person that you're trading with. They're not taking the opposite to your trade. They're just providing a service. So they will provide a service for you to go long and short, and they'll do that because they actually may just be hedging the position with actual shares or however they do it. So you're not actually trading against the broker. They're just providing a service for you. They take their money in the spread between the bid and offer. So they'll take a little bit of money whenever you trade, but they're not taking the other side. You are still trading in the market. That may happen on the back end of your trade to actually physically settle shares. But for you, it's just a contract between you and the broker, and they're providing you that service. So why actually trade CFDs and not just go for stocks, for example? Well, it enables you to actually trade on stocks that maybe aren't in your currency. So if you're in the UK, for example, and you want to trade American shares, it's pretty difficult, and you're going to have to buy in dollars. You're going to have lots of different accounts, trade on the New York Stock Exchange. It's pretty difficult. With CFDs, that's just totally simple. You can trade in pound sterling. You can open trades, close trades extremely quickly. So it's definitely advantages for trading shares that aren't in your country. Remember, because you're actually just simply betting on price movements of those shares, you're really not holding the shares, and so you don't need to go through all of the rigmarole of trying to open up and hold shares from different exchanges in different currencies. One of the other benefits of CFDs, and this is, well, a benefit and maybe a drawback as well, is the use of leverage and margin. So when you do put money on account with a CFD provider, they will essentially loan you more money on top of that. And that's because when you do trade these instruments, the big shares, they're not really moving that much in percentage terms. And so if you're a small investor, just putting in a little bit of money, you're not going to get some big returns. CFD providers will give you leverage. So if you put $10,000 on account, for example, they may give you $50,000 worth to trade with. So for example, if you had $10,000 without any leverage, you bought $10,000 worth of CFDs or stock and the price went up 5%, which is a big move in these big stocks, then you would of course make $500. But with leverage, if you get 5 times leverage, so you put 10,000 on account, you have 50,000 worth to play with, you make a $50,000 trade, then you'll make 2,500 instead of 500. So you can see with leverage, you can actually increase your profits. That also works exactly the same for the downside as well. If there's a 5% move against you and you're just trading 10,000, you lose 500, but with leverage, you'd lose 2,500. So your gains are amplified, your losses are amplified to the same amount, which is why some people see that as a benefit, but this is the main risk of CFDs. It's not really a risk of CFDs as much as it is just a risk of using leverage and playing with way more money than you actually have. When you trade CFDs, they are traded in units, and one CFD is usually the price of the stock that you're trading, for example. So if a stock is valued at $100 per share, then you can take out a CFD contract at $100. And if you want to buy more shares, so for example, 2 shares at that would be $200, then you take out 2 units. Same contract, same CFD contract, but you'd have 2 units, so $200. So you can think of each unit within a CFD contract as buying each share. The more units, the more shares that you're buying, the larger the contract will be. And with CFDs, the amount of margin that you need on account, margin is basically insurance, the amount of money that you need on account to fund the trades does differ. So stocks that don't really change too much and are very liquid may have a smaller amount of margin. So you actually get lent more from the CFD broker. As shares get riskier and smaller and less liquid, then you may need to put way more margin on account because essentially the broker isn't willing to lend you as much for that stock. So the benefits of CFDs really are global access to instruments, shares, indices, commodities that you would otherwise not have very liquid access to. You can trade virtually anything very easily, simply, and in your currency, and you have leverage, which can be a benefit, but that is without a doubt also the biggest risk. You can put stop losses into your accounts when you're trading to mitigate risk, but that's really mitigating your trading risk and not the risk of leverage. Leverage, without a doubt, is a double-edged sword when it comes to CFDs. You're trading literally with borrowed money, so definitely to keep that in mind when trading, but there are benefits to CFDs in terms of letting you access instruments that you couldn't otherwise trade. Anyway, hope that helped explaining what CFDs are and how they are traded very simply. Hope it was helpful. If it was, please give a thumbs up, subscribe for more like this, and I'll see you in the next one.